This is a guide on reinstalling the front assembly on the Apple iPhone 5S. For the reinstallation process, we will need the following tools: pentalobe screwdriver, suction cup, plastic pick, Phillips screwdriver, and a flat screwdriver. The front assembly contains the frame, the glass digitizer, and the LCD screen. We highly recommend replacing the entire front assembly if any of these components need replacing. First, we have to make sure that the phone is turned off. Hold the power button, then confirm the shutdown on screen. Remove 2 screws on the bottom of the phone with a pentalobe screwdriver. Set the screws aside. Place a suction cup just above the home button. Pull on the suction cup and insert the plastic pick between the front assembly and the main body. Gently move the plastic pick along the bottom edge, separating the front assembly off the main body. Once separation is achieved, open the iPhone as a book to a right angle. For a safe reinstallation process, we need to disconnect the battery. The battery connector is located under a small metal shield. Hold the front assembly vertically and remove the 2 tiny screws holding the shield in place. Keep track of all the screws. Remove the metal shield. Disconnect the battery. In order to separate the front assembly from the main body, we need to gain access to its connectors under an EM shield. Remove the 3 Phillips screws while holding the front assembly at a right angle to the main body. Use a screwdriver to pick open the EM shield. Set the shield aside. Next step is to open the 3 small connectors. Use a plastic pick and gently open the connectors one by one. Separate the front assembly and place it on the desk. Take the replacement part and put it beside it. Some components need to be transferred from the original part onto the new assembly, namely the big metal shield, home button, front camera with light sensor and cables, earpiece. Remove the protective film from the new display assembly and start removing the big metal shield from the replacement part. The shield is held in place with small screws along the perimeter. Remove the screws on one side. Turn the phone around and remove 2 more screws on the opposite side. Next, remove 1 screw at the bottom next to the home button and 1 near the top right corner. The next 2 screws are holding the metal bracket which secures the earpiece and the camera. Remove the screws and gently pull out the bracket. In our case, the bracket came out with the earpiece, camera, and some attached cables. It's best to separate these parts for reassembly. Now we can remove the big metal shield. Next step is to remove the small metal shield which holds the home button in place. Remove the 2 Phillips screws. Then, using a utility knife, gently unglue the contact pads of the home button cable from the phone. Set the shield aside. Remove the home button. Discard the old front assembly. Replace the home button onto the new display assembly. Cover the home button with the metal shield and glue the contact pad of the home button flex cable back to the front assembly. Secure the shield with 2 Phillips screws. Replace the big metal shield and secure it with screws around the perimeter. 1 screw in the bottom, 2 screws on the right side, then 2 more on the left. Then take the camera with the cables and all attached parts and guide each part into its slot. Replace the earpiece. Cover the parts with the bracket and secure it with 2 Phillips screws. Replace the last screw holding the big metal shield. Now we can connect the front assembly to the main body. Position the front assembly at a right angle to the main body, aligning it to the top edge of the phone. Hold the assembly vertically and gently snap in all 3 connectors. Caution: it is very important not to force any of the connectors. All connectors are very fragile. At this point, we can test the device. Reconnect the battery and turn the phone on. If the startup graphics appears, the replacement part is installed correctly. Hold the power button to turn the phone off and confirm shutdown on screen. Replace the metal shield and secure it with 3 Phillips screws. Replace another small metal shield covering the battery connector. Secure it with 2 Phillips screws. Close the phone and gently squeeze it around the perimeter until the front assembly snaps in place. Replace 2 pentalobe screws at the bottom. Remove the protective film. Turn the phone on, and we're done.